All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Hope everyone's doing having a great Thursday so far, and wherever it may be in your day, beginning, middle, end. We've got a great challenge coming up from Kyle this week. So we're going to be looking at normalizing dates across multiple dimension members. So this is a really nice way to kind of, if you're in that kind of analytical question of needing to kind of normalize everything, and this is definitely going to help out. And he's giving us a break from table calcs. He even specifies no table calcs, so we will not be using any table calcs. So that's good. So we are going to have some fun, and it's Kyle, so we're doing baseball data again, which is great. And one of the nice things about kind of these Workout Wednesday challenges is it is not a direct, you're not going to be able to just directly take a Workout Wednesday challenge and apply it directly into your job, just plug and play. But you're going to be able to take aspects and learnings and teachings from each of the challenges and be able to apply those in different scenarios. I can't tell you how many different tips and tricks and techniques that I've learned through doing Workout Wednesday for all these years and applying them in my job. So the tips and tricks that you learn here are definitely applicable, and the data source is just fun, right? So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. So let's go ahead and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. And we'll go ahead and get started. So I've got I've got Tableau pulled up here. I've got the data source loaded up, ready to go. Also side by side with the challenge requirements and the Tableau workbook here, so we can refer back to it. So we'll do that. So we've loaded up the data source. It's a pretty simple data source. Got some columns here. We're looking at baseball home run data, and so it looks like we've got a date. We've got one row of data. This is one thing that I like to tell all my people, everybody who I ever talk to, is if you can be able to define clearly and succinctly what one row of data represents, that's 75% of the legwork. So the grain of our data, one row of data, represents a home run per hitter for the top 10 home run hitters in Major League Baseball history over time. So that's what we've got. So naturally, we're going to be comparing Albert Pujols and Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron and all these people who hit home runs at various points in their careers. And what we want to do is we want to bring all that down. We want to have everybody start at zero and then show their trend over time. So that's what we're going to be jumping in. So let's jump into our first sheet here. And let's go look at some of these requirements. Dashboard, one sheet, no table calcs, create a line chart, add labels to the end of each line, place a dot for the player's highest season total. Match tooltips and formatting. Create a parameter to allow. Okay, so we can do that real quick. So that is player, create, parameter. Automatically going to load that in. And Albert Pujols is the number one because he is number one in alphabetical order. So we'll do, we'll call this, what's he say? What's he call this? We'll just call this select a player, right? So call that there. We'll have Albert be the current value, the default value. Click OK. There we have that. So that'll be, and then we will go ahead and show that parameter. Move that over here so it's in the middle of the screen. All right, career home run. If we do, let's see. So the way we need to do this is we need to normalize the dates. Let's just look real quick at what, just look at a few things here. So we've got, so it doesn't look like we have an axis. So I'm going to guess the axis. This, obviously the y-axis is going to be just the total number of home runs. And I'm going to guess that the total number, the way that I'm going to start to think about this is the, so let's see, this first dot should be 1 for every single player, right? So this very first dot, unless they hit more home runs on the first day, on their first game. So we'll do number of games. We'll do game number, right? So we need to get the game number here. And we don't have that here. We just have their dates. So, and we can't use table calculations. So what are we going to do here? Well, let's do player's first home run. First home run date. And that's just going to be fixed for each player. Find the minimum date. Right? That's it. So for each, right? That's what the fixed here is. Fixed for each, and then any dimension that we have listed here, for each player. Do what? We're going to find the minimum date. So if we build this out here, right? So if we put player out here on rows, and we put player first date on, we'll put it right there. Defaults to the year, we'll do exact date, and then we'll do that. Now what we need to do, all right, so that's the first date for every single person, right? Now, what we need to do from here is we're going to do some date math, right? So this is, and I'm going to call this game number. That's what I'm going to call it, game number. And we're going to say this is date diff. Yep, absolutely. So she runs is asking for looking at this again. So let me bump that up here and get that nice and big for you. Yep, that looks good. So for each, got to have those curly brackets. So you can either write the curly bracket if you want to. Otherwise, if you just say fixed, it will automatically do that. And then you add whichever player, and then you add whatever column dimension you want. It has to be a dimension. You can't do it. I don't think you can do it on. Yeah, I mean, let's see, if I do career, yeah. So it has to be on any, it's going to group it, essentially. It's going to partition your aggregation at the level that you specify. And we are going to, at the level of player, find the minimum date. Now that we have that, I'm going to call this game number. And that is going to be the date diff at the day level. No, that's not going to be that. I don't know if we can. All right, I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to work through it anyway. So start date is the player's first date, first home run date, and every other date is just the date, the home run date. Yeah, this is not going to work, right? Because if somebody hits a home run, everybody's going to have a starting point of 0. But if you have is it season? Are we at the season level or the day level? Yep, it's every day. Okay. All right. Yep. So this is not going to work because what's going to happen is if I do game number on rows, nope, on columns, right? And it's actually going to be the dimension, a continuous dimension, right? You're going to have these spaces here. So this is not going to work. And I think we probably even need to do this even further here, right? So yeah, we'll do fixed again on player, and that needs an aggregation. We don't want that. Maybe for each date, because then I could aggregate it and then close that. Nope. Inside. Yeah, they did. Somebody did not have a game number of 2000, so that's not going to work. Okay, so let's back up here. So I have the player's first date. Let's continue building this out, right? So we have player date. Nope. Let's bring this up here. Change it to discrete. Player's first date, and then we have date. And let's, yep. And we'll do every date, the exact date. It's going to flip it to discrete, or flip it to continuous. We'll do that. We'll flip it this way. And then what we need to do is, so what we need to do is we need to figure out a way to count here, right? So we need to go 0, 1. This would be 0. What I want this to be is 2. So I want to be able to do an index. Essentially what I'm doing is an index without using table calculations, which is going to be interesting. What can we do that? Tableau index LOD. Create level rank, create level detail. LOD for calculating customer index. That's not really what I'm asking, what I'm looking for here. Okay, so let's do, see, and yeah, if I do this, right, it's going to give me the number of days, right? It's going to give me that. It's going to give me, right, there were 3 days, but what I really want to do, right, I mean, if I were to build this out as, see, this is the interesting challenge here, because what I could do easily is player. You put player on detail. You put date on detail at the exact date. Exact date, dates. You get a bunch of rows. And then you do index, but then you're like, how do I want to partition that? And you do for each player. Restart every player. And then you can put, actually we'll put, yeah. And then we'll put, career home run. Make that a line chart with that's not looking, I'm really screwing up here. So let's get rid of this. Okay. What are we wanting to do here? We're wanting to index this, essentially, right? We want to normalize it based on that. So Ooh. No, we can't do that because we can't do, I was going to say we could rank it, but rank is a table calculation. So Tableau, rank, LOD. Create level of detail, rank, and tile calculations. Is there a calculation for ranking within an LOD? Let's see. Because if I could rank it based on the date, right? Based on the date, I could do that. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. That's just calculating rank. Let's see here. See, because what you could do, again, just trying to, because he's got every single day in here. He doesn't just have every year in here. Because what you could do, again, just trying to figure out what to do, right? You could change this to minimum date, and then you could do game number at the year level. Right, and then everybody would have a 0 there, right? So you get to the next player. And since everybody played every single year, then when you went to do game number on columns as a regular dimension, and you put player, you put career home run here, and you put player here, and you do a running total. Right? So here everybody starts at that, right? Oh, what? So this is not working. This is not the way that I wanted to do. Let's see. What if... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's look at this. Career home run goes... Career home run is a... Can we do that? Let's look at that. Let's take a gander there. Career home run on columns. And then player on detail. Some number of records. No, because then that would have... And we would change that to a line. And that would be a running total, because, yeah, we'd end up with, for each player, that's not going to work. Let's see. Season home run. Nope. Oh, that's just every single, yeah. Oh, career, oh, right, that's a dimension. There we go. And career home run, season home run. And we do running total, okay. We got this little whoop, whoop, whoop. That's kind of weird. So what if we do... Yeah, this is an interesting challenge without using table calculations. Let's see. Game home run. We could do that. Okay. That's just linear. That's not necessarily... That's just always going to be linear, right? It's not gonna... Because what we want to do is, what happens if I put date in here? Nothing. Detail. Date. Yeah. It just goes linear, so it doesn't get that. So I gotta have date in here somewhere. Right? So if we do that, and we do, because we want career home run to be a running total by player by date. So yeah, so if I do that, right, if I put that again on, not year, but, you know, exact date, see how that's going to put weird things, right? And what I want to do is I just want to bring everything back together to 0. What if we did like a we could do like a mixed, like a make date year of, well, we'll just do 1900 for now, and we'll do month of date and day of date. So that would give us a normalized date. If we replace that here, I don't think this is going to work, but again, you just gotta, okay, well, so he didn't hit, yeah, see, so this is kind of getting in there. So essentially what I did just there is I normalized everything. Now, what that doesn't do is that doesn't bring that back, right? That doesn't start everybody at 0. And here you can see everybody starts here at 0. So that's interesting. What are we gonna do here? So yeah, you did that game number. We did that at the day level. Now game number would just be, right? So you would have date, exact date on detail, date here, game number here. You remove that, you do index here. And index career home runs, change this to a line. So you would need but again, that's not even what we want, right? So let's go back. Sum of game number for each player and date. I don't know. Anybody in the anybody watching right now have any ideas of how we can index or rank the dates based on but you can't even do a rank because we're not allowed to do that. Adder date. And if we do discrete, nope, that's why rank doesn't work. Index, discrete, right there, yep. But we want it to change there, right? But I can't even do that because Tableau index as LOD. Rank. Yeah, not able to do that because it uses table calcs. Okay. All right. Let's see how we did this. What do you say? No. There we go. Make a copy. Sign in. That's an interesting one. Line. Career day. Date diff day, min date day. Right, okay. Career day, min date. So, career day. Let's just show the headers here. Show header. Career day. Min date day. That's what I have. Oh, but it's not at the player level? Player. Yeah. And then career home run. Min date. What's this? Fixed player min date. Yep. And we have day, min date, day. Okay. Oh yeah, don't do that because that's a dimension. Okay, so date. We don't have any. Okay, player on detail, player selected. What am I missing here? Oh, career. Oh. Oh. Dimension. Look at that. So the issue. Okay. Good gracious. So I was there. Okay. Well, that's frustrating. Okay. So nicely done. Okay. So here's how it goes, right? So if you look at this, it already counts. So I was already doing my index. Right? I was already doing it. So game number 0. Everybody's at 0. Game number 4, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Well, my problem here is that I was aggregating my career home run, which was already an aggregate. Because if we look at our data source, right? If we look at our data source here, it's already aggregating. It's already doing the running sum, right? So I don't need to aggregate it. I just need to put that on as a continuous measure, a non-aggregate continuous. It's essentially the way that it's going to make sense to me is it's a continuous dimension, right? Which, again, this is kind of a lesson in dimensions versus measures, discrete versus continuous. A dimension can be continuous. And that's essentially what we have here, right? Because it's already being aggregated. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, nicely done. All right, so let's get rid of we can get rid of all these fields. Now we can figure out the rest. So we got our dates right. We got our lines right. So now that's really all we need, right? I don't need this guy. Let's clean this up. Player, yep. Yeah, okay. Okay, now hopefully that makes sense to everyone. Create a line chart that displays players' career home runs by the number of days. Yep, we did that. Add labels to the end of each with the player name and their total home runs. Okay, so that will be again not the sum. Oh yeah, we need to do it. That will be the max career home run. Because again, it's already being aggregated. Right? Let's see here. What do we need to do? Take off. Oh, not lines, points, circles. Fixed player max career home runs. For each player, what is the maximum home run? So this is max career home runs. And again, don't aggregate it. Max home runs. Oh, nope, not that. What? So that's going to give me, right? So that's going to give, because we have, oh, not lines, just circles. No, I don't want, why do I, oh, because date, right? So let's take date out. And let's take player out. Why do I still have this? Because, oh, let's do this. Let's not, I don't think we need that. Let's do mark labels. Let's do line ends. Let's do only the end of the line. There we go. So there's that. And then we'll put player on there as well. It's a little dirty, but it works. Cancel. Oh yeah, we need career home run also on text. Nope. That looks gross. Selected line ends. What is happening there? Max career home run. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So the reason, so I created this calculation that's doing for each player what is the max number of home runs. All right. Which again is taking into account all of the, it's already taking into account that already aggregated column we were just looking at and finding the maximum number for each player, which is their total career home runs. Since that's already being aggregated, if we just throw that onto text, it will just it will do that. And then let's see, what else do we need to do here? So create a line chart. Yeah, we've done that one. We've done that one now. Place a circle or a dot on each player's highest season. Okay, so here we'll do, thankfully the baseball season does not span 2 years, right? It's only within the 1 calendar year, which is good. So we'll do that. So we'll do player max home run per season, which is fixed player and year for each player and season, right? So that's year of date. Max career home run. And so this is going to say, so what are we doing here? We're doing, so for each player, and year, find the maximum number of home runs, right? So again, we're, and it's, should it be the, yeah, right. Okay, so again, just looking through that calculation again, for each player and year, right? So I've separated by a comma. For each player and year of date, find the maximum number of career home runs. But there's more to this. Maybe. What if we do that here? What happens? That just does that. Okay. Yep. That's just going to return that. So if I okay, so I'm going to need a dual axis here at some point. But I don't want, it's not a line, it's a circle. And we don't want player, we don't need that. We don't need that, do we need this? Yeah, so what I want to do is we need to put, for each player, let's see if that's working right. So we have player and max. Yep, again, don't need to do that, don't need to aggregate. Okay, so player. But again, it's adding a, okay, so let's do, so I think I need more here. I need to do additional things here. So that's what the max number is. So then we'll say if career home run equals player max home runs per season, then game number. Yeah, I don't want that to be a circle. I essentially just want, okay, this needs to be 4. So fixed on player. That needs to be. Is min the right one? Let's see. Jim, tell me. Okay. Yeah, but that's. That's not what I want to do. Because that's... Okay. Now what'd you do here, Kyle? Some season max. Okay, if season home runs equals that, then career day. Okay. Let's look at this again here. If this apply, okay. So, so we're doing it for the season home runs. So the max season home runs. Okay. Yeah, that's a better way. This is a better way of doing it here. And then we have if season home runs equals max players home runs per season, then game number, and there it is. That makes sense. Because we're only going to return where that is a match. We're not going to, because what I was doing is because I was using the fixed level of detail, see, once you kind of reverse engineer and kind of figure out why these work, and then you can kind of answer your own questions, right? So the reason that this is working and not the way that I was doing it is because I was using a fixed level of detail on the outside of that if statement, and what that did is that put that number on every single row. And because game number is in, and because career home run is on every single row, it was putting that value. That's why we had those tall. Peaks going up before. But the way that I've done it, or the way that Kyle did it, which was a lot better, is to find if the season home run count is equal to the player max home run per season count, then just return the game number, right? And nothing else. So you only get 1 dot per player. And that's what this is, and that's what this is right here. So let's go do this now. So now here we can make this a dual axis. synchronize that. And now you can see we have, that we have dots on the highest total for each, the highest yearly total for each player. And we don't need, I don't know why Tableau likes to do that, but it likes to add measure names on the color legend, even though I didn't ask it to. I wish it would ask, or just not do it. Okay, so now we can just remove these headers. All right, so let's go back and look at our requirements here. All right, so we've done that. Match the tooltips and formatting. Let's get out of this. Don't. I don't see any different. Oh, format, right? So if we do this, if AROD, yeah, well, okay, so you see how here each color is colored a different color based on the selected player. So the way that he's doing that is he's got this color palette, which is nice. And so we're going to go in here and we're going to add a color palette. So let's copy this. We're going to copy this. And we're going to go to our Finder. Or we need to go to our Tableau repository. That's what we need to do. And we need to go find our... So let's go to my Tableau repository here. So, whoop. Of course I can't do that. So we'll do this. We'll bring that in. Here is my Tableau repository. Within my Tableau repository is the preferences file. Here's a good thing to do. So Tableau repository recognizes this as a Tableau preferences file, and we'll try to open this file in Tableau Public, or in your latest instance of Tableau that you've installed, right? So if I just double click on this right out of the box, it will try and open this in Tableau Desktop, and then it will break because it doesn't recognize it, and things will get weird. So, quick tip on Tableau preferences file: before you open it, right-click on it. Go to however you do that. For me on a Mac, I go to Open with, Other, find my text editor application, and then just check Always Open With. And now every single time I want to open, every single time I just double click. So now I've clicked on that, right? Nope, I don't need that. So now if I just come in here and double click on that, it automatically opens in my text editor, which is a really handy thing. So what we need to do, I have a lot of palettes. So I'm just going to scroll down here. I have 6,000 lines. I have almost 7,000 lines of code of color palette preferences. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to insert after the last one. Make sure that I don't, make sure that I do that. And then I'm just going to paste in his palette, his choice there, right? That's the palette. It's going to be called MLB Home Run 10. I'm going to save that file. I'm going to close it. Now, what we're going to do real quick is I need to save this file as, make sure I'm in my right repository. Yep. Workbooks. We'll call this MLB Top 10. Save it as a packaged workbook. Click OK, click Save. And now what I need to do is I need to quit Tableau and restart. So that's what we'll do. And the reason we need to do this is because Tableau only reads the preferences file once when you open up Tableau. Not a workbook, but an instance of Tableau. So what we'll do now is we'll just put this back into dual screen mode here. And now when I open up this again, when I open up this workbook, Now what I'll be able to do is go to player, default properties color. Wait, no, that's not what I was going to do. What I thought I needed to do was add it to my default but what I actually need to do now is create I need to bring this select a player parameter in. Select a player equals player, and we'll call this player color. Click OK, true, false. And what did he say here? So add a team color palette below to your reference files and assign it to the list of players. Okay, okay, all right. So that's what we'll do. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, so let's do. Yeah, so that's what I was gonna do. So player, default properties, color. You can see all my players here in alphabetical order. Go to my color palette, go all the way down to the bottom, and now I have an MLB top 10. There's all my colors, assign the palette, boom, there's that. Click apply, click OK. And now we need to do the, how did he do that? I'm curious. Because that's a combined field otherwise, which, oh, maybe not. Maybe we just need to do this color player do, well, it's just going to be returning the, all right, because what I thought about doing is if selected player equals that, then return the player name, else null, apply. But when I do that here, yeah, I just get that, which means that I would have to slide through everything. But okay, now I see. So now what I can do here is go to color, edit colors, go to Albert Pujols. Whoop. Okay, go to MLB top 10, select Albert Pujols. Everything's in alphabetical order. And whoop, null will always be what color? This D3 color. Copy, paste. There we go. So that will always be that. So now I click OK. You can see his line. Now always the player. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the sort on this, and we'll do the data source order descending. That way null is always last. So that way whatever line we select, I believe, should always be that. So let's do, yep, on top. Let's get to one where he's JK. Yeah, so yep. So that's kind of a fun, easy way to manipulate the Z order, right? So you want the selected lines to be on top. I thought it would be, but I guess it's not. Do I even need? Yeah, I need player in there because that's the tooltip thing. I thought it would be on top, but I guess it's not. Strange. That should be working. Oh, but it's, so it's on top of the line. So I need to go here. Well, no. I don't know. You can see it's on top of the lines, but it's not on top of the dots, right? So if I scroll, nope, I don't have my scroll thing on. But if you look right here, you can see the dot is this gray dot is in front of the red line, whereas the red line is always in front of the gray line, which is weird. Anyway, okay, so we figured out that. We figured out how to do all that. What else do we need to do? Oh yeah, and because okay, so that's why it works. So you assign your, oh no, I still need to do that. I still need to go through here. So we'll go here, we'll do player color. I'm on A-Rod, color, A-Rod, cancel, select A-Rod, go down to the very bottom, MLB top 10, that's A-Rod's, that's A-Rod. Now I do, let's just do this as a list here. Babe Ruth, edit, Babe Ruth, all the way down. You can see how this is going to go, right? So we'll stop here with this one, like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So is it because of that? No, that's not right. Okay, weird. Okay. Let's get back to there. Let's remove our headers. And all right, so let's see. Wrapping up the last couple of minutes here. Now the rest is just formatting. Adding a floating container onto our sheet. So let's just do that. Remove this legend, make this floating, make this a drop down, remove this container, and then you just format it to fit what he's doing. Oh, we didn't do tooltips, but tooltips are pretty straightforward. So, yeah, there's nothing in there too crazy. That'll work. Cool. All right. So there you have it. That was a roundabout way. Kind of had to dig into the solution, but that's all right. That's what happens sometimes, right? We're all learning. We're all still learning, and like I said, there were multiple ways of solving that, especially needing to do the level of detail as opposed to table calculations. You could have done this with table calculations. It might have been easier. It might not have. Who knows? But that's just part of the learning process, right? So with that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful week. I'm gonna take next week off. I'll be at Dreamforce, so there will not be a live chat next week, but we will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks so much. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is. We'll talk to you next time. Go forth and viz.